All right, hi everybody, CMason1015, and I'm back on the FTB, what is this, server, and I've made a few more changes, and I wanted to kind of go over with you what some of them were. I thought I put some of these on video, but now I can't seem to find the video, so let's just do a quick, this will be kind of a quickie world tour here. Let's start back here. Let's see. I've covered this room. I've covered this room. I believe I've covered this room, but I've done a lot of adding to it and stuff like that. So here's all my picks and everything like that. One thing that I did, and I kind of just did this off camera. I went back into this world here, and I went a couple different directions with things. If you go up to, so this is kind of a cave world, or you spawn down in the cave world, and then if you go up on the surface, there's a ton of those what do you call those things? I don't even know what they're called. They're the little obsidian altar things. There's a ton of those. There's a ton of libraries, and a whole bunch of the little hills with the, I forget what those are called too. Those, ton of these things that I don't remember, ton of these things I don't remember, and ton of these other things I don't remember. The hills with the spawners in them, and then the chests at the bottom. So I found I went in a couple different directions, out maybe about 33,000 blocks or so in a couple different directions. And let's see, in my notebook here, my handy-dandy notebook, I have all of these pages. Now, here's the thing. I'm like looking at all these pages. So these seems to be all different biomes. I don't see anything for like Eternal Day or anything like that. And this one, where was it? I think I just saw Phantasmagoric Inferno biome. I may have to do that and just jump in it just to die and get out of it. I don't know. That's kind of a cool one. So yeah, they're all different biomes. Nothing about like the different sunrises. I know, and I don't know whether that's just a thing or not. I also, I think I showed this in a video. Also, this is a force altar, and you power it with the force. I've got my force engine going on it. You power it and you put stuff in. Mainly right now I'm making what do you call these things? The lumberjack force axe. And when you use the lumberjack force axe on things, if you hit it at the bottom, it removes all the logs up above. So it's like felling a real tree. So anyway, I went to this biome, I went to these things, and I got a ton of, I like a serious ton of loot. So like these are, what are these? Axe of the Stream. I got a couple of these Earth Mover, whatever they're called, Shovel of the Earth Mover. I didn't get any kind of, because I know there's like a special pick and stuff. I didn't get any of that. I don't think I got any special swords. Or did I? No, that's a Thomcraft. That's a Thaumium sword, I think. Yeah, that's a Thaumium sword. That's nothing huge special, I guess. I think you can enchant those. And then I came back here and I opened up this room. So what's going to happen in this room eventually is I'm going to put the villagers that I've got over there into here. These are going to be basically little cells. And I know that sounds cruel and heartless, but you know what? Too bad. This is where they're going to hang out, and I'm going to trade with them and stuff like that. That's for a future episode, though. Let's see, what else have I done? I think that's it up here. So up here, now I don't remember if I've showed this on camera. I switched all these out to logistics pipes, and of course now it's out of power. Again, I've got to redo this because evidently this thing will use power. This power junction will use power even when there's no, there's nothing happening. So like you see what's happening. It's hitting these pipes and not knowing anything, and it's just ejecting it all. So like all these things are going to fall out on the floor, and the only way to put is to grab one, put it back in the system, and let this thing start using power. So that kind of bites. So I'm going to have to. I guess at some point I'll have to redo, and I actually do want to redo this. I'm running everything in the base. I want to move. I want to switch these. What I want to do is I want to switch this around to high voltage. Get rid of these 2 MFEs. Make another couple of MFSUs. Run everything off of high voltage, and step down to low as I need to. Yeah, that should be heading over to... Okay, well, you're putting it into there, which is kind of weird, but okay, whatever. And I switched these out to logistics pipes, and then these are provider modules. Let me see, do I have my thing here? So what I did was, so each of these things are, each of these furnaces, I had all this diamond pipe nonsense going on here, and I switched this out to these provider modules. And so what it is it wants to keep 16 blaze rods stocked. So I'm figuring as long as it keeps anything stocked, we'll be okay. So there's 8 in that one now. So this is evidently the one that's going to get powered now. But as long as it's keeping... Yeah, it's powering this up again. And then this is a chassis module with just an item sink, and it's just requesting blaze rods, and then a provider module. So eventually this will actually start to fill up. If I stay in the area long enough, it'll start to fill up. And then of course these are logistics provider pipes too, and they're just wanting 8. So 16 per for these, and 8 per for these. And I think that these needing more will take precedence over these. I think. It's worked out that way so far. So that's kind of cool. But I am going to repower. I'm going to repower this. In fact, I'm probably going to end up repowering the whole darn thing. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. What I did do, and I did not show this... Oh, it's good. It's getting be morning. What I did do, and I did not show this, and I thought I had put this on video, but I can't find it anywhere. So I'm just going to show you. I built another farm, another multi-farm, and it's up here. And right now, all I've got it doing is forest trees. And I've let it sit. I have totally let it sit. I think that all the forest trees in here have grown up. And the thing about the reason why I'm doing this, and again, this is watching a TFC video, is you can use forest trees. If you squeeze forest logs, you get liquid force, which is pretty cool. So we come over here. This is the setup. And again, if you want to see how this is made, you go watch TFC's channel. So what we have, let's see here. Where do we start? Okay, let's start here. So we've got a force engine, and it's got force, and then it's got milk. And in these force engines, these are considered throttles. These are considered throttles, so you can use water and stuff like that. I'm using milk because I think milk is one of the best throttles for these things. Now, most of the time when you think of the word throttle, you're thinking of something that when I throttle something back, it pulls it back. What a throttle in this case does is it increases the output, it increases the efficiency. You can kind of see for yourself. You play around with these things. These are really easy to make too, especially if you've got a lot of force ingots and stuff, which I do. So this creates this powers this redstone energy cell, which right, of course, now is at the max because I've got everything turned off right now. Because, well, we'll take a look at that. This is a rancher which milks this cow. This cow is not making a lot of noise because it's sitting on this sound muffler. And you can, let's see, do I remember how that's made? Sound, yep, there's a sound muffler. Pretty easy to make. You take a note block, which of course is wooden redstone, and then you put that note block and surround it by wool, and it's a sound muffler. And, you know, I can hear Phoebe up there neighing and braying, and I barely hear this guy. So that is cool, so we can handle that. And I also made another sound muffler for the chicken. We'll go down and play with the chickens a little bit too. So it powers this rancher. All this rancher does is milk him constantly. So he keeps a complete supply of milk there and a complete supply of milk in here. And then this multi-farm is basically nothing but force logs. So then so this supplier pipe, why'd I put this guy up? So this supplier pipe does nothing but supply forest saplings, fertilizer, and dirt. And then this chassis pipe has nothing but a extractor module. And I put an extractor Mark II module in there because when this thing gets going, and like if I turned it on now, it would fill up so fast, and it needs to pull out full stacks of stuff, or else it'll just stay backed up. So that's why that's in there. So yeah, when I turn this back on again, this thing, and I've turned it off through this. So this is enabled. I would need to, I can just either disable this and it'll start pumping out power, or I can put a lever on it and it'll start going again. Let's see. So this is a fermenter, and all it does, or a squeezer, sorry, not a fermenter. So it's a squeezer, and all it does is create force and liquid force. And this provider just provides several stacks of logs to this guy. This is a liquid duct pipe, and what I found out, so kiddies, when you're playing with this thing, what you want to do is install this liquid duct, turn this to where it has to be on in order to pump out, and then just put a lever there and it'll pump out automatically. This thing wasn't pumping out and I couldn't figure out what was going on with it, but yeah, you've got to actually pump out of the squeezer. So that's cool. So all of this works together, right? So the squeezer supplies liquid force to the liquid force engine. I've got the cow providing milk for a throttle. That whole thing powers this energy redstone, and then that in turn powers this multi-farm, right? The only thing that I have to make by hand still is the fertilizer. But even that's pretty easy these days, I must say. Hey guys, how's it going? Boingy, boingy. Let's see. Yeah, so these guys are... Yeah, see, now it's starting to store power. But if I go away for a while, it just stops. So basically all I have to do is, when I jump on and this starts going, because this will be empty, I just have to come up here and feed like one or two blaze rods into this furnace, and then everything is fine from there. Then the whole system starts working again. Let's see, what else? I'm sitting very good on lava, 1,200 or 1,200,000. And then we'll come down here. I reinstalled, I don't know if I showed this, I reinstalled this charging pad. So, and since I upgraded the server, I can actually click on this charging pad and, it doesn't crash the server anymore. So that is cool. And as you can see from my thing here, it is charging up pretty fast. I may upgrade this to a high voltage one though. I think I kind of need to. So that's good for now. I installed. I don't think I showed this. I installed this requester module. And at this point, here's the stuff that I can request. And it's just basic supplies at this point, but I can request them. So, and I have to stop hitting E because every time I hit E, it just does that. You know, because usually you can hit E to get out of these things. So now I got to hit escape, and then I've got stuff down in this chest, and UU matter. I've got 60 UU matter. We'll come back to this. I reconfigured this room a little bit. First of all, I installed industrial for an eye into here, and on the back of these, I've got these things. I've got these levers hit to on, because now these things are at 100% heat, which means that I'm going to be able to really have some fun with these. And I'm going to change these macerators. I put an overclocker in each of them, and I need to make a lot more overclockers. And then the other thing that I need to do here is I want to change these to high voltage compatible, so that when I move that, I want to make a couple more quarries. I need to get rid of these guys. I need to make a couple more quarries, and I'm going to feed them all into this kind of an ender chest, you know, with the cyan wool ender chest. So if I have 2 or 3 quarries going, I want that system. I'm gonna change this around a bit too. So maybe I'll just add in a couple pipes or something. I don't know what I'll do yet. Anyway, let's see. I switched. So like this here. Oh, I added logistics pipes to all this. So when uranium comes in, it gets compressed automatically. When I put rubber wood into the system, it takes care of the extraction and puts it into the right thing automatically. I took out all of these machines that were eating up power, and for now, this is just a temporary thing. This is a little bit of a cluster here. So I'm going to leave these. You know, I've just got these to where, you know, you turn them on and then they power these guys. I also set this up to where it's ready for the recycler system, and this block here signifies where the UU matter system is going to go. But I'm not sure how happy I am with this right here. So just bear with me for a second. This line here is low voltage, and then this line here is medium voltage. So, you know, like down here, you know, this line coming in is medium voltage, and then it goes off that away. And then I've got this low voltage transformer. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make everything medium voltage compatible. You know, just use transformer upgrades, make a whole bunch of them, and then change the whole thing to at least medium voltage. They'll run a little bit faster, I believe, and then I can use the overclocker upgrade. You know, I can make a whole ton of them. And then in the storage room, gosh, there we go. This is where things, you know, I'm really pushing it here. I did a whole ton of stuff. So I think the last time that you guys and I met, we had the whole recycler system here. I took that out. I moved my crafting tables or crafting benches for modules and stuff over to there. The UU matter thing is still here. I just haven't dealt with that yet, but I will. And then I put down these. I was going to use barrels, and I decided to go with these deep storage units. And the main reason is because a barrel only will let you have 1,024 stacks of an item, right? And if you take 1,024 times 64, that means you can have up to 65,000 individual items per barrel, even with an interdimensional storage unit, right? So 65,536. a deep storage unit lets you have 2 billion of an item. Plus, when you move it, if you have to, no, I don't anticipate needing to move these, but if we ever did, it wouldn't lose. Like if I break these, it loses the inventory, spills out all over the floor. These, it doesn't. It keeps its own inventory. So that is huge. And so like, I think this is my, nope, this is my, so I've got, 207,947 cobbles right now. So I added these. So like here, this is trees, because I use that farm for just tree production for a little bit. So I've got 8,800 wood logs right now. So that's cool. I've got 44,000 almost of dirt. I've got a lot of stuff in these things. Here's my abyssal stone, and then here's my redstone and my forest logs. So I've got enough forest logs to power, to make, if I was gonna, I squeeze those out, I've got enough forest stone to power a battleship at this point. These 3 back here are empty. I don't have them sorted yet. But I have I think I've done 5 quarries now. And look at this. 128 stacks of iron. 128 stacks of iron. The iron crisis is way over. 26 stacks of force gems. Although, that, well, we'll get to this in a little bit too. So this isn't even a big deal anymore either. I went ahead and I've upgraded some of these to diamond chests, and some of these may still come out and go into the deep storage. I don't know yet. But the let's see, what else did I do with storage? Okay, so I think of the last time that we talked, I was going to take this wood down to just wood, and I kind of did that. I just went to wood and saplings and things made from wood. So there we go. That's a little bit more organized. My OCD is a little bit assuaged on this one. And then this is my plant chest, and as you can see, it's filled up already. So I started throwing the thorns away. I don't even know why I keep the thorns, but I started just throwing them away once when I get them from the loot bags and stuff like that from the Skelly spawner. I've actually thrown a little bit of that away already, and I know I'm probably going to regret it. Most of the rest of this is still about the same. Let me see. I can't think of anything. I've still got 2 more deep storage units, and I'm gonna most definitely switch all these out to deep storage units. Yeah, pretty much for sure. And then what I'm thinking about, I've got this whole thing. I haven't even started really using this yet. So like there's chests I just threw up here that they're not even connected. Yeah, see, they're not even connected to anything. So I have not even started using half of this. So I probably filled this whole wall up with chests. This whole wall up with chests. I will most likely make this all deep storage units. And the reason why I'm going to make this all deep storage units also is the way they work versus a barrel. So with barrels, you have to come in, and just to kind of show you what I've done. So I've got these provider modules just underneath. I've got the provider modules underneath these things, and of course I've also got them underneath these guys too. So these just take the items. Well, I guess that one doesn't have anything in it. So these just take these items, and then I've got provider modules underneath that pump it back into the system. And the way that these guys work is you have to pump in through the top and you have to pump out through the bottom. With these guys, you can pump out any which way you want to. Okay? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this with I'm going to line, I think I'm going to line, like this line here will be a line of deep storage units where it'll go in through the back, whatever direction this is. I think this is south. So south will be the in, and then the bottom will be the output, right? And then I'll come up to this one, and I'll have deep storage up here, and the top will be the input, and the south will be the output. And then I'll probably just put maybe signs here, on this level here. I'll put signs, of what each thing is and stuff. I don't know yet. But that's kind of what I was thinking about for this wall. And then, hey, I've always got this wall here too that I can put even more deep storage or something like that in. So I've got a lot of storage options here, which is kind of what I wanted. It's kind of what I wanted to do. So let's take a look at a couple other things that I did. So yeah, I've got enough tin. Oh, and I think the reason why I did some of this too is on the last episode that I've got recorded, I converted a lot of stuff into blocks. So, I had like redstone blocks and I had blocks of iron and stuff like that. And I think I had them up in here, maybe, I don't know where I had them. And I started thinking, really the whole point about this whole logistics pipe system is that we want to get to just the raw materials, the raw process materials, the basic building blocks of what we need for, kind of everything. And blocks are not that. It's ingots. Okay? So I converted everything back. I took everything out of block form, put it back into ingot form. Of course, this was not enough to hold all the iron and everything else. So I pulled the iron into here, and again, this is going to go into a deep storage unit. But then I actually even had to pull the gold out because I was running into too much gold. So yeah, I may actually have to go to individual chests for some of these things. I mean, copper I'm still horribly short on. Some of these I'll probably be okay. Tin, copper, but like silver and lead, I may have to go to individual chests for them. Gold may go to deep storage. I don't know. Coal may very well go to deep storage. And really, coal I don't use for power. I don't use for cooking. I don't use for anything. It's mainly used for carbon plate at this point, which I'm going to need a lot. So yeah, I've got a lot. I've been getting a lot of stuff. So I've actually held off putting in another. Oh, let me show you. Nope, that's the forcicium. So that's a lot of forcicium. And that's all meant for MFSUs or the modular force field systems, MFFS, something like that. So I mean, right now it's just storage. Check this out though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus stacks of diamonds. I'm okay on diamonds. Glowstone. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to do a little experiment. Let's just do this on camera. So I need to pulverize, and let's turn off this so it doesn't output it. Because I read somewhere that you can make, let me just pop it up in my wiki real quick. I read that you can make No, where did I see? I swear I saw a thing where you could make, and I don't know if it was like this. Glowstone, right there. Glowstone dust. So redstone dust and pulverized gold. So, boom. Now that's a lot of, that is a lot of redstone for one glowstone, to be sure. But at least I have some options here. It's actually a lot of gold too, really. Five redstone and 4 gold. That's a lot for just one dust. So that's actually kind of expensive. But at least I've got some options without having to go trounce around the nether all the time. Okay, everybody. Well, that is it for today. So we've got a lot more stuff going on. There's still some more stuff that I need to show you, but we will cover that in the next episode, so stay tuned. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye-bye.